Myself Ankita Kumari, and the topic of my presentation is India No First Use Policy. India's no first use policy is a key element of its nuclear doctrine, which outlines how and when the country may use nuclear weapons. Adopted after India conducted nuclear tests in 1998, this policy plays a central role in India's stance on nuclear deterrence and global nuclear responsibility. What is no first use? No first use means that a country pledges not to use nuclear weapons unless it is attacked first with nuclear weapons by another state. In India's case, it has declared that it will not use nuclear weapons first but will respond with massive retaliation if attacked with nuclear weapons. Historical background: India conducted its first nuclear test in 1974, Smiling Buddha. Full-fledged nuclear tests in May 1998, Operation Shakti. After these tests, India faced international pressure to clarify its nuclear doctrine. In 1999, the National Security Advisory Board released a draft doctrine proposing no first use. In 2003, the Indian government officially confirmed the doctrine. Core features of India's nuclear doctrine. 2003 statement: No first use. Nuclear weapons will only be used in retaliation against a nuclear attack on Indian territory or on Indian forces anywhere. Credible minimum deterrence. India will maintain a minimum nuclear arsenal sufficient to inflict unacceptable damage in retaliation. Massive retaliation. Any nuclear attack on India would result in a massive retaliation strike to inflict unacceptable damage. Civilian control. Nuclear weapons will be under the control of the civilian political leadership through the Nuclear Command Authority. None use against the non-nuclear states. India will not use nuclear weapons against non-nuclear states. Continued commitment to disarmament. India supports a nuclear-free world through global verifiable disarmament. Rationale behind NFU policy. Moral and ethical grounding. NFU supports India's image as a responsible nuclear power. Avoiding escalation. NFU helps prevent rapid escalation during crisis on border conflicts. Diplomatic value. It strengthens India's standing in international arms control discussions. Support for disarmament. Consistent with India's long-standing call for global nuclear disarmament. Challenges and criticism of no first use. Changing regional security environment. With hostile neighbors like Pakistan and China, some argue NFU may restrict India's oppositions in a fast-moving conflict. Tactical nuclear weapons. Pakistan's development of short-range nuclear weapons to counter India's conventional forces raises doubts about the credibility of massive retaliation under no first use. Ambiguity and deterrence. Critics suggest India may need more flexibility or ambiguity in doctrine to enhance deterrence. Evolving discourse. In recent years, some Indian strategic thinkers and even former officials, like for example former Defence Minister Manohar Parrikar in 2016, have questioned where NFU should remain sacrosanct. In 2019, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh stated, India has strictly adherent to the NFU policy. What happened in the future depends on the circumstances. This was interpreted by many as a sign that India might be open to revisiting its NFU stance if strategic conditions change. Conclusion. India's no first use policy is a reflection of its commitment to responsible nuclear posture, aiming to deter adversaries without escalating risks. While it has served India well diplomatically and strategically, the evolving security dynamics in South Asia and Indo-Pacific have triggered internal debates about whether this policy should remain unchanged. Thank you.